Hi guys, this is a guy 1013. I've been trying to make this video ever since I heard Vanguard was ending, but I couldn't. So the best thing I could have done was just making YouTube shorts about it. Like the first YouTube video that said about Vanguard was ending was mine, but it was a YouTube short, so didn't get much traction. It's so hard for me to accept that Vanguard is ending on June 29, 2023. Since I've been playing the game since day one, at least for the global day one. Don't know about the beta version of global or the Japanese version. So Vanguard Zero is ending. It's hard. It's gonna be sad because it's like I got within top 100 multiple times in my history of playing the game. Let's go look at my profile. I changed it from I want VP farmers to you'll see to I'll miss you VP farmers because it's like I don't know if I'll ever find a game that will have VP farmers. Like maybe Master Duel, the but Master Duel attacks those very quickly like in their events like the first major event when they had like self TK decks where they build a deck that will make them lose the first turn. Okay, this is my best achievement, top 25. Highest is late May. Legend 81, best ranking position. 424. You can see which areas that I was lazy at. I was lazy in these areas because I didn't grind because like in those times I was just being very lazy. And sometimes just like I don't like the card. Oh my gosh, I got exactly top 100 there. Nice. Oh my gosh, I got legend 16. I got 69. Nice. And these first, you see these first? The first one I was only in legend 9. That was the first rank season. Wasn't able to even get to legend 10. But if you notice this first rank season, it was a double R, triple R, triple R, triple R, triple R. Everything. No wait, I think this is a double rare. No, no, I know it's triple rare. I think most, if not all, the cards now are triple rare. Ever since, ever since now, like I haven't seen a double rare card for rank seasons anymore. Was supposed to be another double rare card, but it changed into PR exclusive for the clan exchange. Okay, let's check what I have here for the emblems. How do I say goodbye to Vanguard Zero? Like I don't know how to say goodbye. Like that song from the song that I put on my YouTube shorts. I forgot the guy's name, but he's made such a memorable song that makes it feel like such a classic. Like how do I say goodbye? Like how? I'm so emotional because like Vanguard Zero got me affiliated on Twitch. It got me affiliated on Twitch. Sure, I had to grind like for close to a month every single day, 10 hours a day, trying to get within like top 30 or the top 26 to join Winterfest. Or was it Springfest? But that got me affiliated. Which is already 2 years now. Oh, or 3 years since. Like, how do I just say goodbye? How? I max there 40. Hmm. Tachikaze, Nobatama, Narcomis max. Nova Grappler's not max. Dimension Police. Link Joker's close to maxing. Regular Spike Brothers. Pale Moon. Girl Chronicles max. I didn't try. Speaking of, I have a Bermuda Triangle deck, but I never made a deck profile about it because I didn't have like good strides for it. Aquaforce, I made like multiple deck profiles on it, and it became my most popular videos for deck profiles. But then again, I pick a very budget friendly deck, which is Maelstrom. There's Mega Colony. I should make a deck profile on it. It's still usable. Tried making a Great Nature deck profile. I just can't because like Great Nature peaked at Limit Break era. Like I tried making Legion era deck profiles because it doesn't work. It doesn't work. It just doesn't work. It's just hard. It's just hard for me to make Great Nature work. At least for me, because every time I try to build deck for Great Nature, I just don't get how to play it. That's the thing. Grand Blue, I know to play the deck, but I don't have the cards for it. If you watch my Twitch VODs, or before I started importing my VODs, you watch me live on Twitch, you know I play 3 clans at the same time. 3 games, and all of them different clans. And I tried playing Grand Blue, it takes too much time, and because of that, I keep timing out. Girl Chronicles, so. Oh, yeah. And if you notice, all my Dragon Empire is Mirai. There's that. Then let's check the title. Let's go with the things that everybody can get. So some of them I haven't gotten because my clans haven't gotten there, but it's there. It just feels so sad. Encyclopedia, this banner. This banner is so hard to get now. Like the chance of person getting Psycholia banner is very rare. But back in the day, when VP farmers were rampant, it was quite easy to get Psycholia. If you think about it, one of the people who asked me to grind their account, I got them that I got them their Psycholia banner. If you don't know what Psycholia is, it's a superpower for in Vanguard where you can predict when a trigger will come, which is a better superpower than what you have, which is Heart of the Cards. I top decked the one card I needed, which is completely random out of X amount of cards in the deck, and I mostly have one copy of. While in Vanguard, it's like Ghetto critical trigger or Ghetto draw trigger, Ghetto heal trigger, which is possible because those things happen in real life a lot more than top decking cards in Yu-Gi-Oh. Some of them I don't have a banner because I didn't get to a high enough rank, so I didn't get the banner. It just feels so sad. Vanguard Zero's ending. A lot of people wanted the game to end because G ruined it, but G didn't really ruin Vanguard Zero. Game Studio did. They poorly managed it. Just they could have done better. Like yeah, they could have done better. They tried, but like it's very hard to do. Like for example, during before G era came, we have like tournaments that are fan made but are sponsored by the by game studios. You just simply have to show them your vaults of the tournament, and you get prize support from said tournament. Now let's go to cards to show what cards I own. I'll go to cards and crafting because showing you my decks, I'll show you the decks after cards and crafting so you know what I have. Some decks I deleted them because I don't see the potential of it anymore. Like if you notice, I have some decks that are not, you can only like Liberators. Did I even made a Liberator deck profile video? I don't think so. Did I? I'm not sure anymore. It's been so long. And now lag of blue stacks. If you notice, you can tell if a card is part of G or part of the original generation, because part of the original generation they have a curve here, and the GR cards they don't have a curve anymore. They're just straight. Oh my gosh, I feel sad because like overdress cards. We have overdress cards in zero. None of them became meta. Like the closest one that became meta was was this card, the prison archetype, and what's the other one that's from Keter Sanctuary, which has the revolt dress archetype. Those things are the ones that were actually meta in zero, or at least were playable in zero. Like the prison archetype, when it got somehow buff for like a month or so, because in the prison archetype, the opponent gets to choose whether or not a card is forced to activate. But in that bug, if you're the prison user, you can force your opponent to pay the counter blast, pay the soul blast. So it was so overpowered because like, oh my gosh, I can't. Your opponent can no longer pay for counter blast or soul blast because you used it up for them by calling a card they may not need. Then we'll skip to G units because it's like you need to show the grade fours, and there's very few grade fours compared to grade ones, twos, and threes, so it'll be faster. Uh, Royal Paladinus go by clan. That's it. Then check what I don't have, which is surprising because I have 4 copies of this Fides in real life. Oracle Think Tank, I have all the cards needed. Some of them are not four ofs because it's hard to get four ofs because Oracle Think Tank became a clan event, which made it cheaper for some people, but still. Shadow Paladin. Oh, but looks like I have at least 1 copy, which is annoying because this is a Persona Blast. This is also a Persona Blast, but I don't really use this. Technically speaking, since I have access to multiple accounts, I have some where I have different decks. Like one of my accounts, I have a Claret Sword deck, while the rest just is just Lord base. Like the one that you've just seen, I have enough cards to make Lord. I have a Lore deck. I never made a deck profile about it. And Regalia, look, I have 3 copies of this Stride. I can just pay 5,000 and poof, it becomes 4. But no, then let's take Kagero. I crafted 2 of this, or is it 1 of this? I crafted at least 1, but in the end, I got another one. You only need like 2 in your deck. 3, 3 is nice, but 2 is enough. 1 is okay, but like your first stride is the purge. Like no question asked, your first stride is the purge. Unless you're in another Kagero build and your other Kagero build is either Titan or who's this guy again? I forgot his name. I used to use him as my first stride too. Oh wait for the lag will fix. Okay, Mustafa. Yeah, and also the poor man's Mustafa. Like these two were your first strides, but before these two became wait, this thing was released with these guys when it was first released. These guys were first released together. So yeah, Mustafa was always your primary first stride. So technically, I can run 4 copies of the N, which is something. You only need 1 pair of L Express, Novel L Express, because it's like the second pair is like your opponent either dies to Express or you die because like we don't have much hand in Kagro. Especially if you don't run draw triggers. Tachikaze, the saddest one. Look at it. Tachikaze had multiple support. It was always supported since the original era. And G, it also got supported in real life. But in Zero, it did not get a single piece of good support except from Clan Collection. And that's, you know why? Tachikaze never got its support. It's because the voice actor for the person who plays Tachikaze is so in demand that they couldn't get him to voice one of the characters that made him big. Or one of the characters that he needed for a paycheck or something. Or she. And because that's why we never got Tachikaze. People who voice them, they are just not available. That's why Tachikaze was never a clan event. Which hurts. And Zero's ending without Tachikaze support. We don't even have Gaia. Like I'm gonna go switch to G cards and I'll show you. I'm just gonna show you what do we have for Tachikaze. Confirm all. These are the only cards we have for Tachikaze. A heal guard, and by the way, this heal guard is not even from G. This card, Savage Shaman, you can get this card in BTO2. It came all the way BTO2. It's one of the only heal guards which came before G era. The card itself, by the way, came before G era. But heal guards came during like late Legion era or something, but the card came before G era in the TCG. And this card will never get Gaia. Gaia doesn't exist in Vanguard Zero, which is so annoying. Let's go with heal guards and just show who okay, triggers. Okay, GR cards, actual GR cards, actual GR cards. I think this one is. I think it might be a GR card as well because majority of effect triggers mostly came from G era. Because effect triggers that didn't came from G era turned into starting vanguards like that and Claw Dragon. If you notice, some of the cards I don't have because they're from clan events, so there's that. I focus more on getting the GRs in clan events because you can easily craft the non-GR cards quite easily. Red Paladin. If anything, but I have MLB. Did they make an MLB deck profile? I don't know. But so this thing, I never actually have 4 copies. King of Night Alpha. The only reason why I have 4 copies is because it's Legion Leader. Where's the Legion Leader card? It's supposed to be somewhere here. I think it got released in because I have 4 copies of this guy. That's the reason why I have 4 copies of King of Night Alfred. Because in Vanguard Zero, if you pull it from the pack, the Legion Leader will give you its mate, which was another great way for people to get cards they like. But damn. I'm not over Vanguard Zero ending. Sheesh. It's really the end of an era for Vanguard. Like removing Vanguard Zero is like it's like a main problem with Bushiroad. Bushiroad can never have like 3 card games at the same time. They tried the hardest with Body Fight. Vanguard Zero was like their 3rd card game and they just ended it, which is so sad. Another card game bites the dust. I think I crafted this and this. I also tried running Phantom Blaster Overlord because Phantom Blaster Overlord in Zero is better than TCG because in Zero you can retire, but it's like you retire a card your own card and you retire one of your opponent's cards, and this Persona Blast is free. Besides does it? Yeah, it's basically free. You just discard and it gains plus 10,000 crit. In TCG you have to pick 3 counter blasts for that. Oh my gosh, Bluish Flame Liberator, like Bluish Flame Liberator during that era, Liberators were the era where I played Gold Paladin the most. I did also try doing it with Ezel, but it's only base Ezel because base Ezel has a rank reward, which should be shown here. Yeah, I did not have a single copy of the original one. I couldn't even play with Spectral. Spectral would have been fun, but sadly didn't get to pull him. I could craft him. Look at my crafting material. I could craft 4 of him. Yes, really just the end of the era. Angel feathers. And also angel feathers were pretty nice. I was able to use them in Zero. I don't know if I made a deck profile for them or something. But I have majority of the cards for angel feathers, so there's that. I also used these two in, like, if you saw my Winterfest playlist, you saw me play with these guys, the Celestial build for angel feathers. But damn, I was very unlucky in that event. I only like won twice or thrice out of it. Oh Genesis, I wasn't very lucky with you. But then I didn't really like playing you. Hey, look at I didn't pull Minerva or anything. But I did crafted Yggdrasil. Oh Kagro, I really wanted to play you first when you first came out in set 1. Sadly, it was not meant to be. Literally, it was not meant to be for Kagro and me. It was later when Kagro and I finally get along, like with Novell and Dauntless Drive Dragon and the Ain, and I have to craft like by the ends. But in the end, I kept pulling them after I crafted them, so free triple R mats. But damn, all my doublers and rare mats, I feel sad. And Amber Dragon, did they unnerf you? Connor plus 2, and they unnerf him. When Amber Dragon first came to Zero in the for global, his skill was only retire 1 because in the Japanese server, it was the same skills you see right now, and it was so overpowered. Now they unnerfed them because retiring 2 is no longer a big deal. Oh my gosh, I used to run this guy, Blazing Flare Dragon, because of the superior ride. Kagro is known for superior riding grade 3 like Yaksha. But sadly in Zero, superior riding to grade 3 does nothing to you. It does nothing. You don't get an extra draw when you drive check because your drive checks don't go to hand. They go to either the bottom of the deck, but if it's a tracker, it goes to the drop zone, which really helps in Legion. Oh my gosh, I really miss Vanguard. And I never got. This card was the number 1 meta for first set of Zero, alongside Asura Kaiser. And you know what was the deck called? Kagro Good Stuff. Good Stuff Kagro. Like, Kagro didn't have a specific main grade 3 you want to ride because, like, there's this card, there's this card, there's this card. There's so many good cards to ride. And also, like, you can run this card as well. Like, this card became pretty good because it became so big. So, if you attack with this card first, by the way, there's like, other clans have this version of this card. It gains 500 power. So if you attack with this first and you drive check a grade 3, it gives itself 500 power. So you can give the trigger bar to someone else. This card gives you crit power. This card is very RNG based. Nice. And these are vanilla grade 3s. The reason why we have this card is because in the original TCG, we have these cards, but they were not released in English, or if it was released, it was very sparingly. Tachikaze. If you look of it, majority of cards in Tachikaze, I have four of. I love Tachikaze. Who doesn't love Tachikaze? Like, I did I make a deck profile of this? I don't know. Did I? Did I make a deck profile? Let's see. I'm gonna go search on YouTube right now. Do I have a deck profile? Tachikaze. Deck Vanguard 0. And I do. And it's called a budget deck profile. Oh my, I made a budget deck profile, true budget Drex deck profile. Yep, I made a deck profile for its budget variant, but I never made an actual deck profile for it. Oh, interesting. Oh yeah, when I try to make budget decks, I always try to not use a grade 3, not use a triple or higher card. This card was like the main card, and it was a common. Because a lot of the other good cards were also good. Damn. I'll miss you, Vanguard Zero. I'll miss you. I have been saying that non-stop. Then Nobatama. Nobatama has finally gotten its due by being one of the best decks in the format. It was time. Because it didn't get support until Limit Break came. Limit Break era is when Nobatama first came into Vanguard Zero. In the TCG, Nobatama was one of the first clans introduced, but sadly, it never got support until Limit Break era. You see this card here? This was the boss card for Nobatama until BT11, Booster Pack Set 11, which introduced this guy and this guy. This guy was part of a Fighters collection which was Japanese only, or another Japanese set that was introduced to the first global Fighters collection. This guy and his Legion mate was a PR, which you can only get in the G era, first G era Royal Paladin trial deck. This card was rare or something in the TCG trial deck. This card came in the trial deck. The majority of the cards you see are either part of a specific event called Tactical something. It was a booster set where it only contains Spike Brothers, Tachikaze, and Nobatama. Because they're very hard to use, which is true. At least the first version of Nobatama, which is this guy. This is the first version of Nobatama. And that guy was very hard to use. And it wasn't even going so well for Nobatama because like the first main good stride for Nobatama was this guy. This was the first main good stride. Then these guys came along and did well. This guy and this guy. Not Nobatama. There's Murakumo now. Murakumo. I did well. Murakumo has been a clan event since the very beginning. Look how well. Did I make Murakumo deck profile? I do not know. But if I didn't, most likely because I didn't see its viability. But then again, in Murakumo, the only thing I can see is like the ride chain is the only one with a good enough viability. The ride chain is the only one with good viability. Like, Yasui does nothing for you. Like, this is our only strides left for Murakumo because we were not gonna get another support of Murakumo. He's our boss monster, which requires you to have 3 copies of a single card on the field. And we're very hard at doing that in Murakumo. Like Neo Nectar does it so easily. Murakumo and Neo Nectar were introduced in the same set. And Murakumo, like, some of the cards for Murakumo were originally for Nobatama, but because Nobatama was so powerful, they had to make Murakumo because Nobatama's card mechanic of discarding your opponent's card was so strong. Then there's Narukami. Narukami, when it first started out, was a main was a main clan in part of booster sets. Now is a clan event, which is okay. I did okay. I did make an Eradicator deck profile like twice there, and they did pretty well. Like this guy, I thought you were useless, but you ended up being useful, but not so useful. Zillion, very nice card. You on the other hand, I never got to use you because you're so specific to Gundabus, even though you can be used with any other grade 3 as well. But your skill is an axe skill, so like the on-trade ability of the Vanquishers will not be usable with you. This card is just weird. You see talks about for each noble regard, and all the cards that are noble are grade 3. All the cards that are noble are grade 3. You can go check it on the internet because there's no mechanic here for me to specifically search for noble. Okay, let's check. Noble. Yep, you can't search it. And you see here, I didn't get any of this. I didn't get this guy. The Tonics Drill Dragon is kinda useless in zero. Like on place. Number 2, retire your entire field. Put your entire field. Which is not that good, but in the TCG, same thing. It's only in V where this guy got a bonus upgrade because well, in V, he can restand, which is very nice. But that's in V. And Nova Grapplers, the first meta clan that I have in Vanguard when its first meta, Asura Kaiser. Asura Kaiser is here. And also this card here was a very good budget friendly option. Same thing with Blau Kluger, Perfect Riser. That's the rank reward version, by the way. And the original version. And by the way, this version of the rank reward is not a Vanguard Zero art. It's an alternate art of Perfect Riser that came from a different set in TCG. Blau Kluger became so useful in Vanguard Zero because it was on hit, and on hit cards get a huge boost. I can't believe this card used to be 10k base, now it's 9k. So sad. I have 4 copies of you, but only have 1 copy of your original version, so not that useful. And Ethics Buster. Did I make a reverse deck profile? I do not know. I have so many decks. I know I made a Blau Kluger deck profile. I think I did. I had made a Victor deck profile because I was so into critical triggers back then when it first came out, because like it gives you being aggressive, but in the end you need the grade 3s, and because you need to ride and stride. We didn't get Zubat, we get XF Battler. Zubat will never come to 0. Feel sad. And also Legion Era of 0 was okay. I didn't run Cat Butler because in 0 you can't add grade more than 1 grade 0. And I didn't have this card. Sure, this card's very good, but like majority of the time you're gonna kill your opponent either with this or this. This guy, I crafted 4 of these guys or 2 of these guys because of the tower event. Same thing with here. That's why I have so little rare mats, because I crafted so much for the tower event. This guy is practically useless. If you're gonna choose Meteor Kaiser Bustard or Meteor Kaiser Victoplasma, pick Victoplasma. Victoplasma is 10 times better. Sure, you have to discard 2 cards. You have to also discard 2 cards here. But this guy requires you discard only active the second stride, which is the same thing with Victoplasma, but the difference is this guy's an on hit. attacks. Additional attacks. Card plus one, blah blah blah. If you to what? Wait, did this get bust? Did this get buffed? With this unit attacks, counter plus one, stun, turn the card energy zone face up to stun your riggers to the number face up, meet your Kaiser Buster. If you stun two or more cards, you have five exact riggers, you get found. But at the end of the battle, counter plus one. Discard two cards, stun this unit, draw a card. Oh my gosh, this card got upgraded. That I forgot. A lot of cards that used to be on hit are now on attack. Okay, this is still on hit. Okay. Okay, this used to be on hit. This is now on attack. That I might start playing with Nova Grapplers again. And I might switch it up like 4 copies of this guy, 4 copies of this guy, 4 copies of this guy. That's already 12, and I don't run a copy of this guy because I didn't pull him because I was trying to get more copies of this guy over here. Damn. So like all GRs, damn, all GR strides. You get like damn, this card just became so good because it's not on hit, it's on attack. This will make the reason why a lot of Nova Grappler cards got nerfed in G era was because of this bad boy over here. This bad boy made Nova Grappler so strong in Japan that they had to nerf it. And like all of his support cards got nerfed to once per turn. Before they can get more powerful each time they stand. But they got nerfed because of this guy. This guy became so strong in Vanguard Zero in Japan. Then Dimension Police. Dimension Police was a main set. Then became a clan event. In the real life, I run this guy, Great Dai Kaiser. But here I have Great Dai Yusha. And Meteor Kaiser. I run this on rank sometimes because they're good, like the Meteor, because of this guy. This guy was the glory, so it was fun to run. And also DF also does this as well. But then again, when I have 4 copies of this guy, I start using only Grand Gallop on rank, and I don't have any copies for Dimension Robo for anything, so I just run Grand Gallop on rank. And it's pretty good. Like the best variant of Dimension Police right now is Gallop. Neither Kaiser Middleburg's come a close second. Enigma, they'll never reach up to the ranks of Grand Gallop anymore. That's just sad. Then Link Joker. Link Joker came and damn, they were quite powerful. Even though they got nerfed hard. And they're still pretty strong. Like they're one of the best decks. They got nerfed hard. But damn. But then again, in the RCG, they were so busted. I used to run you in rank. Short Shell Dragon. And you became a rank reward. Same thing with Break Ride. I never got my Omega Glendius. Technically, I can craft an Omega Glendius if I wanted to. But nah, it's not worth it anymore. I have 4 copies of Bluster Joker. Never made a deck with it. Never made a deck profile for it. Then let's go with 0. Only have 1 copy of you, 1 copy of you. Having 2 copies, this is very important because it's like this is your first stride and your second stride. And you mostly use this to pay the cost. Then run 4 copies of this because it's like you don't count blitz so much in the new Chaos build diet. You can use this. Dark Irregulars. I crafted a copy of you. And I somehow pulled a second copy of you. Same thing with this guy here. Gilderay. I crafted you. I crafted you. I tried to make you work, but it's so hard. I couldn't make you work. No matter how hard I tried in rank. I just couldn't find a way to make you work. And then I just if you saw me live on Twitch earlier this morning, you would see how well DI was. They're so good. I just saw how good it was. Sadly, it's not the build I like because I like crits. They use stands. Spike Brothers. Oh, Spike Brothers so nice. Spike Brothers has a hell turn. Like this card here gives the hell turn to these two guys. I tried to make this guy work. It will work a lot on stream. I don't know if I started doing VODs then, but it worked on stream. But this guy is more consistent. But there's this guy as well. If you combine this guy and this guy, or this guy as well. Oh my gosh, Spike Brothers has so many ways to make a hell turn. But the best way to make a hell turn is still with this guy. Don't know about Rising Nova having a hell turn. I don't know. Never seen it do a hell turn. If you don't know what a hell turn is it's an OTK. It's like they can kill you. Like even if you're like zero damage, they can kill you. Or when you're at four or three or four, they can kill you. We can't do a true OTK in Vanguard. Technically, we can with the zero damage gaming stuff that some people do. They can OTK you. I wasn't able to get as many strides. Nova Grapplers. He got so boosted. Pale Moon. Pale Moon is pretty strong even with his Magia build, but I prefer Silver Thorns. Damn, I need to practice more. I like Silver Thorns more, and damn, this guy is a rank reward, but we skipped 2 months worth of Vanguard Zero. Because this guy and another great and another card were skipped so we can be more close to JP. I don't really need strides like in Pale Moon you don't really need strides if you go with the Silver Thorn build. If you go with the Magia build you need to stride. So there's that. Gear Chronicle, the bane of people's existence in the TCG. Both in D, V, and P. They are the bane of your existence. I don't know currently in P that they're the bane because like premium is pretty wild. Like nearly every deck is viable. Yeah. And still like my best deck. Like I didn't get Time Leap. I didn't get Time because I didn't see Time Leap as a good deck for Gear Chronicle. Like I just saw Round Clock next stage is just too good. Then I just saw, oh my gosh, ZTB. I know ZTB in real life, so I don't have it in real life, but my main person who I play with in Vanguard real life uses Gear Chronicle, and when ZTB was at his height, I was his training partner. I was the Miwa to his Kai. Every single time he comes, I tried to beat him, couldn't beat him, but he still comes because in the end, I am Chamba man because Chamba is luck in Tagalog and I'm always stuck. Like my first drive, couple of drive checks is always critical triggers, so there's that. And sometimes I heal at 6 damage or heal a lot in Grand Blue. You used to be a clan event, which shows with me because like in clan events I like go all out. I tried for you. I tried so hard, but didn't work in the end. Got so far, and this is pretty good. Don't know if I made a deck profile for Grand Blue, but in the end, I'm just showing every card I have. Just show love for Vanguard. Mm. Aqua Force. I skipped Bermuda Triangle because Bermuda Triangle is very missing. I have a lot of missing stuff in Bermuda. I'm going grade threes instead of showing all the grades, like grade threes now, because like those are the main cards you want to see in Vanguards, the grade threes. Maybe the grade twos or grade ones, but I'm just gonna show grade threes and the strides. You are one of my most popular deck profile videos. I crafted you. I crafted you. I didn't need to craft you. I think I crafted you. I crafted you for sure. I have a Tavas deck for Aquaforce. I just copied DJ Zor's deck almost one to one except for the strides because like I have 4 copies of this bad boy. Literally 4 copies. You only need 3 copies. Or even just 2 copies. I crafted 1 copy of you. I pulled you for a second time. And there's a Disaster Maelstrom and Admiral Maelstrom debate. Whoever's the first ride. Disaster's better because 1, you don't need 4 battles. You don't need 4 battles for it. 2, you get a crit. This guy also gives you a crit. This card gives you a grade 3 to strike next turn. This card gives you a draw. But thing is, the main reason this card doesn't require counterblast. This card requires counterblast and requires 4 battles. So it's like you either need to pay counterblast or you need to pay the stride cost of Lordly Maelstrom to get to the 4 battles. Then you need to pay counterblast for this guy's skill. Even though the endpoint is you both draw a card and you get a crit, Disaster Maelstrom is just cheaper and better, and it's a triple rare. It's perfect for budget players, especially when the main guy for Maelstrom is this guy. It's perfect. And the Tavas players is just this guy, and this guy. If you have a copy of him, only have one, so can't run him. And don't forget Lambros. Title board, you used to be the first stride. You're no longer usable. This guy's now the first stride. But then again, sometimes I run you as my first stride, so don't worry. Then Blue Wave. Out of the 3 Aquaforce decks, Blue Wave is the weakest. Which hurts me the most because I love Blue Wave in real life. I love Blue Wave. I have a Blue Wave deck. It was my go-to Aquaforce deck until Tavas outshined it. Ugh, feels so sad. Aquaforce, when it first came out, was the most meta deck. When it came out, it stayed meta for like a couple times, even the Legion and Limit Break era. But especially during the Limit Break era, Legion era, not that much. It wasn't that meta. It wasn't that great in the Legion era. Because majority of its Legion cards weren't that good. Gains a crit. Does not gain guard restrict. Does it gain guard restrict? It does not gain guard restrict. It just gains a crit. Persona Blast. To stand. To stand rear guards when you persona check. Not that much. So in the end, most people will still run the Glory Maelstrom build of Aquaforce. And this guy is a unique art in Vanguard 0. I'll miss you. Wait, since it's a unique art, I should like show it to the world. There, I showed it to the world. Someone can screenshot that or something. SP. And SP of this as well. I have 3 copies. Oh, I forgot. Revon. Also, this card could be part of my budget series in Aquaforce because like I have 3 copies of this guy. No, I have 4 copies, and he's a very good budget option as well. Damn, so many good budget options. Before G, Vanguard was such a free-to-play game, and Bermuda Triangle. These are all the cards. I focused on the duo archetype, which was very bad, very good, and very bad in a good way because the PG stall. People are getting mad because you can live forever because you keep getting back your perfect guards when perfect guards were the only guarding mechanic. And I got 4 copies of this guy. And 4 copies of this guy. You can tell if you see a person with 4 copies of a rank reward, it means they reach at least Legend 50. Unless they paid for it using the tickets because you can do that now. Mega Colony. Mega Colony, I gave you also my full effort, but you weren't that good. You were fun in the Machine era, but you were the best during the Limit Break era and the Legion era. Especially the Limit Break era because of this guy and this guy. You guys did so well. There's that. You guys are still good. I should really make a deck profile of you if I haven't already. Great Nature, you peak so early. I feel so sad because this is the main card that you want to use. Don't know about other builds because I don't know anything about Great Nature. Which is so freaking sad because Great Nature is such a good clan. It's just I don't know how to maximize it. Neo Nectar. Oh, it's Dragon Empire. I use you in Deer Days for majority of the time, but you're not that usable in Vanguard Zero, but you're better than the other guy. Try to use you, didn't work. I didn't even try to. You're the very usable one. Even made a deck for you. Try to use you in rank even. I only use you. I don't use you. I don't even use you guys. Don't even know how. Three Zero Dragons. I just need two more Zero Dragons, which can be get during the Bermuda Triangle set, the last one, and the one where you get Zoe. I'll just get Dust or something. And Hololive. So I didn't get SP of this, but look, art, SP art, regular art, SP art. Suisei, Suisei made this possible. Let's check the skills so people can remember their skills. This card was actually part of the meta. This thing was part of the meta. And since they're Hololive, you can put them in any clan. Like for example, this I use these vanillas. If I have to use vanillas because I can't pick up a good deck, I'll just use Hololive as the vanillas. And what is this? This you have transcended Vanguard Zero. You are now part of the TCG, and I have the original printed copy of you. Nice. I don't know why you're not Cray Elemental. I don't know why you're not Cray Elemental. I don't know why. You were listed as Cray Elemental in the TCG. And that is it. I showed you all my card. I showed you majority of the cards, besides the grade 1s and grade 2s. It's so hard to say goodbye to Vanguard Zero. It's just really hard, and it's in this 1 hour. I could have, this close to 1 hour. I could have streamed this. Technically speaking, this is like a stream, except it's not a stream because I'm recording this. But how do I say goodbye to Vanguard Zero? How do I say goodbye? Anyways, goodbye guys. I might make Vanguard Zero content later today or tomorrow or not, and I'll just stream it away. I feel so sad. Vanguard Zero is ending. We have a great time. I hope we will have more time. Thank you for playing Vanguard Zero with me or watching my videos or anything with Vanguard Zero. I'll miss Vanguard Zero. Goodbye guys. Thank you.